Right now, taxpayers in one Montgomery County city are paying a former city manager who was busted for drunk driving. But despite that paycheck, he has no official duties.
Pam Elliott of 2 News Investigates is watching out for your tax dollars.
Former city manager Rob Anderson is being paid as a consultant, but there's no record of the work he's supposedly doing for Vandalia. His contract appears to amount to nothing more than a way to avoid a lawsuit.
In August of last year, Rob Anderson, then city manager of Vandalia, was cited for drunk driving. In November, Anderson resigned and signed a separation agreement with the city. It guaranteed Anderson 6 months' pay. That's money that could supply Vandalia police with 2 more vehicles and change left over. So what did taxpayers get out of the deal that cost them $55,000 plus? City Law Director Jerry McDonald told me Vandalia was legally obligated to pay Anderson through January anyway. The city chose to keep him on as a consultant.
Where is it documented how much consulting he actually did?
I don't know that it is documented. It is on an as-needed basis.
Vandalia Communication Manager Rich Hopkins put it this way.
We've got 7 city council members. We have department directors, 6 or 7 of those, and any one of those people could have picked up the phone and called them about any number of issues.
But no one seems to know how often that happened. Mayor Arlene Setzer would not go on camera, but did tell me she doesn't even know how to get a hold of Anderson.
Where is the accountability, though, Mr. McDonald, in terms of just how the city is spending its money on a consultant?
Well, he wasn't being paid per se for your advice on this matter or this matter. What that payment was for was to ensure the smooth transition, which we received.
But 2 News Investigates found out that Anderson violated a city zoning ordinance while Vandalia was still paying him. He had to be summoned to court, so he'd remove this dumpster outside his house. March 27th, the day I saw the dumpster, I went up to the door to find out why he had not removed it, but no one answered. The day Anderson was supposed to appear in court, April 9th, he didn't show up. I was told the case had been dismissed because the dumpster had been removed. All he had left to do was pay $81 in court costs. The court told me today he has yet to pay.
It was nice to see them removing it.
Victor Stankina is a neighbor.
Would it surprise you to learn that the former city manager had left that dumpster out for months?
Is that right? I didn't know that. Oh my God.
And he's still being paid by the city.
Wow.
We checked with cities of comparable size to see if they have consulting agreements with former city employees. Urbana, Springboro, West Carrollton, and Englewood all said no. However, they do use consulting firms on construction, engineering, zoning codes, and economic development projects. Wright State Professor Myron Levine is an expert on urban affairs. He says the trend is increased use of consultants, even former city leaders, because it can save cities money.
Cities also are reacting to the most important concern, which is to build jobs and not lose jobs. And if they do anything foolish that impedes the completion of an important economic development project, they're certainly going to hear from their taxpayers on that.
Did his availability save a development or keep a business in town or do something that the taxpayers could see as tangible?
I couldn't answer that. I don't even remember what I had for lunch.
During my investigation, I found out the city of Vandalia also hired a UD professor to help with transition, and here is his contract. It clearly states what is expected for a payment of $12,000. We found no such accountability when it came to Anderson's deal. I used every phone number and address I had for Anderson to try to give him the opportunity to explain what he's been doing for the last 6 months, and I never heard from him. Pam Elliott, 2 News Investigates.